responsible. My mind was elsewhere.
What a mess.
Anyway, I've told you now. Oh, it took so much to tell you, Joe. I feel like I've smashed my way out of some dark, musty, closed-up room.
Oh, I'm glad for you. I think we'd better wind up this conversation.
I better go back to the guest house tonight.
It's not necessary. You can stay here if you want to.
No, I think I should go, really, don't you?
Maybe so. Well, Alice, what would you do about all this, then? Well, go on, tell me. What would be your advice? You're a fat lot of help. Only good for Egg Lane, young lady. It were my fault, you see, in a manner of speaking. If I hadn't filled his head with my problems, he'd have driven straight home.
How could you know it was going to happen?
Doesn't alter the fact that it did. What would you do, George, in my position?
Well, possibly my first move might be to seek you out, Joe, and ask for some sound advice. I can't tell you. I mean, I'm not in your predicament. Maybe I'd report it, come what may. On the other hand, perhaps your deaf aid wasn't working so well last night and you didn't really catch everything that was said.
No. I know a crime has been committed and has gone unanswered. I don't see I can ignore that just because an old mate's involved.
Well, I must be getting back. You have to decide, Joe. Only you know how much you owe this fella.
He did a lot for me. And now all I can do for him is to see him prosecuted. It's mighty hard. Who'd be a copper?
What will you do, Joe?
I don't know. I can't ignore our conversation of last night. I can't pretend it didn't happen.
I understand that. Come in, Joe.
I'll have to report what you told me.
Ah, of course you will.
I go on duty at 2 this afternoon. That's 4 hours away. Time enough for you to be gone.
No, Joe, that's not possible.
Why? You disappeared easy enough before. You should be an expert by now.
Because I don't want to disappear. I came to you because you're the police, Joe. You're the law.
Are you looking for punishment or something? Is that it? I see you've been busy shaving yourself. Is that to make way for a halo?
Don't think this has been easy. It's taken me 10 years to come to terms with this.
Do you realise you could face quite serious charges?
I'm not exactly looking forward to prison, which I know I could get if it was manslaughter. Oh, I hope you understand, Joe.
Why drag me into this? You could have made your confession to any police officer.
Because I could not have got it out of my system, Joe. Could not have said it, not to anybody else. It had to be you.
All right. But you don't need me anymore. I'm not here to be used as some sort of medium for your long-distance conscience. You can walk into Hartley Police Station and make your statement to the duty sergeant.
Do this for me, Joe. Final favour. You needed a helping hand way back, and I did what I could. You think you owe me something? Then you do this for me. You take me in, Joe.
I phoned headquarters, ma'am. They've dug out the incident file.
If the coroner returned an open verdict, there'll have to be a new inquest.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Joseph. This must have been very distressing for you. Is there anything I can do to help?
Not really, ma'am, thank you. It's now simply a matter of following standard procedure.
But would you rather somebody else handled the case? I mean, an officer not personally involved.
Mr. Temple has asked if I would deal with it.
It's not up to Mr. Temple, Joseph. How do you feel about it?
I know what's required, ma'am.
Yes, I know you do.
I feel a certain obligation to the man. I would like to follow this through. What are your instructions, ma'am?
All right, Joseph, you can deal with it if you feel certain about it. But if you don't mind, I will sit in on the interview with you.
Bank 6122, you go to Haveling Road. Out.
What was Sergeant Beck doing this morning?
Oh, it's some police business to attend to, David.
Is he all right? Looked a bit dumpy when he came in.
Well, we can't all be full of bright and clever chatter like yourself, son. The rest of us not having been born in Celtic wonder.
I've written it all out. Everything.
Just a moment, please, Mr. Temple. Before you do anything, it's necessary to caution you. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but whatever you say may be put in writing and given in evidence. You're offering this voluntarily as your statement?
Yes, I am.
This is acceptable. Will you sign the last page, date it, and put your home address on the bottom?
I'm sorry, have you got a pen? What will I be charged with?
That'll depend on what verdict the coroner brought in on the man's death at the inquest. You'll be informed of your position when the relevant papers are to hand.
I have to remain here?
That won't be necessary.
Yes.
Mr. Temple, did you tell your wife about the accident?
No, don't want to worry her, obviously.
But surely when a man's got troubles, it's natural for him to tell his wife.
Not something like this. It wouldn't have been fair. I couldn't involve her.
She must have seen you arrive home in a state of some anxiety.
No. Marion was in bed asleep when I got back. I left before she woke.
So she had no notion that this was the reason that you left Hartley?
That's right.
Sergeant?
Will you present yourself here this afternoon?
Of course. Thank you, Joe. Sergeant.
I can't stop. The baby's with a neighbour and I'm going out.
Well, I won't keep you, though.
Come in then. I'm seeing a solicitor about a divorce.
Yeah.
What is this? What do you think you're doing?
Please, Marion, let's try to stay calm.
I thought you were dead. I thought you'd killed yourself or died somehow. I didn't know what to think. Why didn't you let me know you were all right? You didn't have to come back here now if you didn't want to. Just so that I knew you were safe.
It was unforgivable, I know.
Oh, you're strong on understatement, you are. What in God's name happened to you?
By the way, Sarge, this came for you.